I'm ABC Action News medical reporter Linda Hurtado. Here at ABC Action News, you have probably heard us reinforce our commitment to taking action for you. And few things are more important or life-changing than information about medical issues and your health. And that's why we launched our Taking Action for Your Health campaign in 2012. From medical breakthroughs to touching stories of survival, this series of reports covered a wide range of topics and received a huge response on air and online. We are proud to lead the way in the type of journalism that creates an instant connection with our audience and in our community as a whole.
The popularity of this campaign is very evident, with the newscast alone reaching 17% of all adults 25-54 in the Tampa Bay DMA, 24% of all women 25-54, and a whopping 35% of all women 35+ also viewed this unique local news effort. Combined with our promotional effort, our 2013 March-April campaign delivered nearly 4 million adult 25-54 impressions and over 10 million women 35+ impressions. Online at abcactionnews.com, over 116,000 hits to our health section during the campaign represented a 44% increase in traffic to the section, even after over 80,000 visitors viewed information from the campaign online last year.
Taking Action for Your Health has quickly become the news and information platform that viewers count on to receive education about major health conditions and concerns that affect our local community. By sharing with our viewers medical breakthroughs and advancements, the Taking Action for Your Health outreach was the most successful health-related campaign in our market.
Here's a look at your individual campaign elements and delivery.
Living healthy goes beyond just exercising and eating right. I'm Linda Hurtado, and all this month we're taking action for your health, showing you how to listen to your body, heed the warning signs, and take advantage of all the latest trends in health and wellness happening right here in the Bay Area. It could mean a healthier you. Look for our special reports all month at 5 on ABC Action News.
Taking Action for Your Health special reports brought to you by Reproductive Medicine Group and Flshospitaltpa.
I'm Linda Hurtado. How regular health screenings can go a long way in identifying hidden heart problems you may already have. We'll have details today at 5.
Taking Action for Your Health is brought to you by Florida Hospital.
Bob Greenhall's life changed in a flash.
As I was leaning back, I felt there was a sudden flash of light that appeared in my eye.
On a plane traveling to Pittsburgh, he knew something was wrong.
I remember distinctly putting my left hand over my left eye and saying, well, okay, I can see it at this eye. And then I put my right hand over my right eye, and it was blackness.
Bob, who considered himself fit and healthy, had suffered a mini stroke and is now blind in one eye. One big question lingered in his mind: what had triggered that stroke? He insisted on a series of tests, both in Pittsburgh and back in Tampa. Doctors discovered he had a hole in his heart which allowed the blood clot to pass through. That hole had to be fixed.
Fortunately, in this era of medicine, we could now fix holes without surgery, not cracking the chest open, just through a small incision in the groin.
But here's where Bob's story takes another twist. While on the table in the cath lab, doctors discovered 2 blocked blood vessels underneath Bob's heart.
They call them, I think, the widowmakers, because they're difficult to see. And one was 90% blocked, and the other one was 75% blocked.
Doctors placed 2 stents in the vessels, opening them up.
At the end of the day, the stroke in the eyes may have saved my life.
Bob says he paid attention to his symptoms and fought for more tests because his wife had just had a mini heart attack a few months before, and she had waited to seek treatment, doing what most women do, taking care of others before herself.
Now looking back, it was definitely signs that you read about, but you just don't pay attention to. I was tired. I felt this heaviness in my chest. I felt like going up and down the stairs was a lot more difficult than it had ever been for me.
Here's what both the Greenhalls want you to take away from their experiences.
Any type of event that occurs to you physically that's out of the norm, don't try to self-diagnose. Go to the specialist immediately. Seek the help. Be persistent. Be your best. You are your best advocate for your own health care.
I'm Linda Hurtado. I'm going to show you the little signs you may be missing, warning you of heart dangers. We'll have details today at 5.
Taking action for your health is brought to you by Florida Hospital.
Like many couples, Richard and Jill Beisel have certain dates that are important to them, like
May 2nd, our anniversary.
For more than 10 years, they've been keeping another date for free annual screenings for peace of mind about their health and their hearts.
It's important because you need to know what your numbers are rather than wait until something happens to you and you land in the hospital.
Every once in a while, it's nice to check to see if you're still on the right track.
Dr. Charles Lambert is involved in the annual health screenings at Flshospitaltpa and Heart Institute. He says medical experts can pick up some significant warning signs in a matter of minutes.
If I know, what your cholesterol is, what your BMI, your body mass index is, what your family history is, you can, with amazing accuracy, predict the risk factors or the actual risk of having cardiovascular disease.
While the Beisels have been able to go home after their health screenings, Dr. Lambert says some participants actually had to be checked into the hospital.
A young woman with a child who didn't think there was anything wrong with her, that had just about malignant hypertension, very, very severe hypertension, the kind that if you walked into the emergency room, you would be admitted to the hospital. She didn't know anything was wrong, was just there for screening.
He says cases like these are why it's so important to participate in these events, as the Beisels have.
So it's a free, quick, easy way to get a basic health screening. It's not a substitute for going to a physician for a complete history and physical, but you can get an awful lot of information.
I'm Linda Hurtado. Patients looking to avoid open heart surgery now have less invasive alternatives. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about Friday at 5 on your ABC Action News station.
Taking action for your health is brought to you by Florida Hospital.
Can I help you?
After her open heart surgery 13 years ago, Charlotte Encineris decided she wanted to help take care of others by volunteering at Flshospitaltpa. But last year, she learned she would have to return to her role as patient.
I just was not getting breath. I was lacking energy, and they started doing some testing.
Doctors told Charlotte she had 3 blocked arteries on top of other issues and felt it was too risky to do a second open heart surgery.
As she aged, developed, as most people do, other comorbidities, other health issues that precluded her at her advanced age from becoming a good candidate for a standard surgical procedure.
So they decided the best option for her was the Tafyh procedure.
It's transcutaneous aortic valve replacement.
But Charlotte has her own take on it.
I call it the terrific aortic valve ride because it was very quick, it was very painless, and very successful.
The Tafyh procedure is pretty much like a heart catheterization, in as much as rather than opening the chest, we go through the groin.
And doctors add there are other advantages for patients like Charlotte.
There's no large incisions. Patients are typically in and out of the hospital in 48 to 72 hours.
For Charlotte, it meant getting back to her volunteering work and doing the other things she loves.
In 2 weeks, I was back out on the river, paddling. I could go up several flights of stairs. It generally improved my life. I would say a good 50% from where it was before that operation.
Linda Hurtado, ABC Action News.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are back live upstairs on the 2nd floor, hosting our phone bank today with experts from Flshospitaltpa and Heart Institute. They are taking your questions, your calls, also your questions online with a live web chat on heart health. Earlier in the broadcast, we talked to Dr. Charles Lambert, who is the medical director, and also now we have standing by Dr. Carlos Leche, who has been busy jumping in and out of different seats, taking calls in Spanish. Thank you for being here, Dr. Leche. First of all, when you say you should know your numbers, what exactly does that mean?
Yes, it's very important that you know the most you can about your health. So there are some important numbers that you always need to know. The first one will be your blood pressure. It's important that you know that your blood pressure is the closest possible to the normal. And that magic number is 120/80.
Okay.
So if you're above that number, ideally you should make any efforts to bring it down.
And then there's triglycerides, cholesterol. The cholesterol should be what?
Yes, the lipids is the next number that you need to know. And the lipids are different types of lipids. You go to triglycerides, ideally it should be less than 150. You need to know your total cholesterol, which is hopefully, ideally, less than 200. And the cholesterol can be good cholesterol and bad cholesterol.
Tomorrow, when we have the Health Expo at the Florida Hospital Pep and Heart Institute, starts at 8 a.m., goes until 3 p.m. You all will be doing a series of screenings. Which one would you say is the most important that people really don't think about? There's a number of them that will be performed tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow we're going to offer a measurement of 5 different aspects, including the blood pressure, all the lipid panel that will include the triglycerides, the total cholesterol, the good cholesterol, and the bad cholesterol, as well as the body mass index. All those parameters will be measured. Most people know about their total cholesterol, but they don't know if their cholesterol is made of good or bad cholesterol. So it's important to know if your cholesterol is high because you have bad cholesterol or good cholesterol. So it's good to know that ratio of good to bad cholesterol.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'll let you answer the phone. It's ringing for you again. Thank you. The great thing about the Health Expo tomorrow, in addition to the fact that it is free, in addition that you will be meeting with the health experts from Florida Hospital Pep and Heart Institute, is that you will be able to talk about the results of those screenings with an expert one-on-one during tomorrow's Health Expo. So again, here it is on your screen. It starts at 8 a.m. tomorrow, goes until 3 p.m. at Florida Hospital Pep and Heart Institute, and we will see you there. Good afternoon, everybody. It has been a very busy day here at Florida Hospital Pep and Heart Institute. Take a look behind me. The Health Expo began at 8 o'clock this morning. So far, they've seen hundreds of folks. Most of them had registered, but at this point, the message is very clear. If you would like to participate in this free Health Expo, have your screenings, then talk to a doctor about your results, come on over. The hospital will be conducting this Health Expo until 3 o'clock this afternoon. At this point, we'd like you to meet one of the patients here who's also a volunteer. This is Miss Charlotte Encinares. Thank you for joining us, Charlotte. Now, one of the things that they've told me you've had is something called a TAVR procedure. Why did you have that instead of the open heart surgery?
In 2000, I had open heart surgery, successful, and in the following years, I developed 3 cardiac blockages. And I also have renal failure and other issues, so they decided that I was an appropriate candidate for the TAVR.
Because the open heart surgery would not have been a good option for you. Now, standing next to you, do you know this gentleman over here?
I certainly do.
He's your doctor?
Dr. Morrison.
Dr. Morrison, thank you for joining us. Tell us about the options that patients have. This is so interesting to learn more about the TAVR procedure and some of the other things.
Well, when someone has a narrowed aortic valve and they have symptoms from it, if that valve isn't replaced, they have on the average 1.5 years to live. The standard way to replace it is with an open heart surgery. We do a lot of that here. We do a lot of it with minimally invasive techniques. But in Charlotte's case, she'd already had open heart surgery. She had other health problems that made her too high risk to undergo repeat open heart surgery. So this TAVR procedure, the valve is mounted on a stent. It actually goes in through the groin artery, and without putting the patient on the heart-lung machine, the stent is placed and the new valve is placed that way.
The risks to the patients are greatly reduced.
Greatly reduced.
Well, I know you're busy, so thank you for joining us. And over here we have Dr. Bloom, Dr. Mark Bloom, who's also a cardiologist. Dr. Bloom, what is the importance of being able to come to something like this? This is certainly not a replacement for your physical with your doctor, but this kind of helps the process along for folks who really don't like going to the doctor.
Yeah, it does. We're checking cholesterols and blood pressures and sort of coming up with some sort of a risk stratification for you, and then you get to sit down with one of the doctors or a counselor and discuss your lab results. We're checking blood sugars, and we can at least do a cursory screening of what your risk may be of developing atherosclerotic disease or other problems associated with high cholesterol, high blood sugars, and hypertension.
We've seen so many folks walk through the door. They come in, this is the first room where they got all the tests done, and then they talk to the doctor in the next room. It's very busy. There's a lot of age groups here, different races. Is there one thing that you're seeing trending with all of the patients?
Well, I think in general we're seeing patients nowadays that have high blood sugars don't realize that they have diabetic tendencies or hypertension because they don't go see a doctor to just have a simple blood pressure check. So this is an easy, simple way to get some of these things checked. And we're actually doing a little blood work and checking your cholesterol also, which is a problem nowadays for a lot of folks.
Well, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate your time. Thank you, Charlotte. It's very nice to meet you. These wonderful doctors will be waiting for you here at Pep Heart Institute here at Florida Hospital. They will be here until 3 o'clock doing this health expo. ABC Action News will be here as well. So please consider coming. Again, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The 15 minutes for your health expo will continue right here at Florida Hospital Heart Institute.
Taking action for your health is brought to you by Florida Hospital.
15 minutes could save a life at Florida Hospital Tampa with free health screenings Thursday, April 11th at Florida Hospital Pep and Heart Institute starting at 8 a.m. Register for your free health screening now at abcactionnews.com/FH Tampa.
When you have a heart attack like this or any heart attack, you don't forget the date. This heart attack, there was no pre-warning. We were whisked right through the emergency room, and they tell me afterwards that my heart did stop for 5 minutes. It took 4 times with the paddles. If it wasn't for Pep and Heart Institute and for the staff and the doctors of Florida Hospital Tampa emergency room, I wouldn't have made it.
When it's your heart on the line and every second counts, Florida Hospital Pep and Heart Institute is here. With the highest quality personalized heart care and the latest medical research, we perform leading-edge procedures not found anywhere else. That's why we're leading the region in revolutionary cardiovascular medicine and saving the hearts of Tampa Bay. For expert cardiac care, your heart belongs here. Learn more at fhpepandheart.org.
Thank you for making taking action for your health such a success. We look forward to future opportunities together.